Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the stream. As always, the stream that aims to please. We're going to go ahead and switch over to the main here as soon as I can actually do it. And ta-da! Happy server reset day, everybody that's going to be doing the Mage Tower and whatnot today. I may dip my toe into that at some point today. Not on stream probably, because I've never done it, so I don't want to do it that way. I took a break during Legion, so I didn't ever do the Mage Tower, so I'm very curious about it. But here we are on a dinky little server, as you can see, very low pop. And I thought about doing this on another day, because everybody's going to be, trying to kill these on reset, but I wanted to do it as soon as possible. And who knows, maybe next week we will change it up and we will wait until another day when people have gotten their kills in, so it goes a little bit quicker. But in the meantime, gives us plenty of time to chat. So there is that. So what we're going to be doing, just so everyone knows, as long as I've been playing this game, and as long as obviously Pandaria has been out, I've been trying to get these mounts off these bosses, and have done so unsuccessfully all this time. But what we're looking at, of course, is Galleon. I love how they have it as the warband. But yes, Galleon is who we'll be killing there. Then, of course, Kunlun Summit. We've got the... Where is... is it buried? Yeah, it's buried. Shah of Anger. And then you go to the Isle of Reckoning. Can I get... No. Isle of Giants. There we go. And Undasta. So, those three bosses we will be doing... I have 14 characters over here that I will be farming this on today. At least that's the hope. We'll see how it goes. And we'll see what happens. One sec here. Let me... Alright. So, one thing I will do real quick, we do have a little bonus, actually. I was farming some dinosaur bones over on the Isle of Giants to get the bone white raptor. And I got myself a primal egg, and it is a cracked primal egg now. I only need one more mount out of those that come from the cracked primal egg. So we're going to see if we happen to get it. I mean, what are the odds on the one that I have? I think there's 4 that come from. I don't quote me. I think there's 4 or 5 that come from the primal eggs. So we'll see. I have all the other ones. If I can actually get the lone one that I'm still waiting on. Let's find out. And that is no, unfortunately. As you can see, I've got these giant dinosaur bones, and I will be working on finishing that up another time. I could possibly do it on stream as well. We'll see, but not planning on it. I was actually working on that with Jen, and I would prefer to finish that up with her. So I may save that for another time. But I hope everybody's doing well. We are, like I said, about 1:20 in the afternoon here in the Eastern Standard Time, and I'm not expecting the servers to come up because they actually had maintenance scheduled for way later. Which, I guess if they're with the Mage Tower and everything else, they wanted to postpone things and make sure everything's good to go without. It's better to have things come up early than, keep pushing them back. So that's probably what they did. I didn't even remember that they were putting the Mage Tower in today. I wasn't sure why we had a long maintenance scheduled. So I was a little disappointed by that, but here we are. Da-da-da. Everybody's opening their vault of disappointment today, which is funny. I've never used the vault. I've never gotten anything out of the vault. Don't care about the vault. Let's turn some music on in the game. We won't have it loop necessarily. But I love myself some Mr. Pandaria, obviously. So, and I'm very happy. When I think about, when I got started doing WoW videos and everything else, it was actually Cataclysm, but with the beta of Mr. Pandaria that I was in, and that was only because they had the whole Doom. I don't know what they called that. It was that year-long commitment to playing WoW, but they also gave you not Doom, Diablo. Yeah, Doom, Diablo 3. So that was why I was in the beta, because I was in that too. Well, hello, we got ourselves a horde, which I everybody knows I generally play horde. This is This is a quiet little alliance server. It was actually the very first server I was ever on. And I've been tempted to move my characters off of here, but because it's so low pop and it gives me decent opportunity to get these mounts, then it's like that's the reason I keep them, honestly. I mean, maybe one day if I get all of these, I'll move them off. Or some of them, maybe not all of them. This is actually the original Mardian that I'm on, the very, very first one. I have multiples, over time. Every time I went to a new server, whatever, I would almost always create another one. But this is the very first. It wasn't. Oh, there we go. There's Galleon. And notice how he doesn't actually take much damage at first. I think they delay that to of course, we didn't get anything of significance. I think they delay that. Actually, it's good. They delay it to let some people get some shots in, because you could one-shot that real quick and then nobody else gets a shot at it. So Shah of Anger seems to actually take, maybe Undasta too. They kind of let it take some shots before it actually starts showing any damage. So, all right, first shot on Galleon. We are out of luck. On our way to Shah of Anger. And then we will get to Undasta, and that is what we will do on 14 different characters at this point. I can do some filler as well. I've got my mage. Well, he's not stationed on the Timeless Isle right now, but generally that's where he sits. And his sole job is to farm Hulan for that mount, which I still haven't gotten after all these years. So, he's going to join us on this particular trek for these 3 bosses, and then I will move him back to the Timeless Isle once his turn is up. And we probably will periodically log on to him if we're waiting for one of these other bosses or whatnot. We'll see. Might just do some filler on him on Hulan, but primarily today is all about these 3 bosses. So, hope everybody's having fun, everybody's hanging out. I hope everybody's just relaxed, chilling. It's, approaching springtime, knock on wood, because, Michigan. I mean, seriously, like 2-3 weeks ago, it was almost 70 degrees. Probably 2 weeks ago, it was like 70 degrees. And then we had snow the other day, and we're supposed to get like I think it's going to be like a wintry mix, as they say, freezing rain and whatnot. So, yay. It's the thing I can't stand about this state. It's got the most psychotic weather. And I think I talked about that the other day, if I remember right, how we literally had 3 seasons in one day in November, like 2 years ago. I unfortunately know there's going to be some waits on these. Normally, if I would wait to like a Thursday or Friday, most of these bosses literally are just sitting there waiting to be killed. So probably this stream would go a lot faster if I would wait. But it's, server reset day. I get excited. And so I don't always do them all in one sitting either, like this. Oh. No, don't kill him, somebody. Somebody's going to be there. Somebody's going to try and kill him. Come on. Let's hope we can tag this before anybody else does. Nope, nobody's here. Okay, I will take that. There we go. I will take that. Absolutely. All right, and still nothing. Still nothing. Unfortunately. And I don't have any dialogue on. I will put that back on. I actually forgot about that on my sound. I generally turn the dialogue off for the sound because some of it can be really repetitive and really annoying. But today, it lets us know when a boss spawns, so we will put the dialogue back on. And again, we will hope and pray that we can actually get one of these bosses to drop their mount after all these years. Because, I mean, hey, if a boss drops on, or a mount drops on stream are one of the most fun. I got Ashes of Alar on stream, and I still love that video. And actually, there was another one, the boss off of, or the mount off of, it was one of the drakes of the West Wind or East Wind. I can't remember which one, down in Oldham. So I got both of those within like 10 minutes of each other on stream one time. I put a video and put a mashed up of those drops together, and that was just like, it's neat to have like video proof of that moment. Like, especially, you know, for Ashes, I had been farming that for so long, so it's cool to go back and look and see my face, because, you know, that's like something you cannot like fake. It's just like that moment, that singular moment when you realize that thing's laying there after all those years. So, yeah, good times. Good times. I'm gonna plug my phone in because might as well. It's down to 45%, so I think that's a big yes. I got myself a nice bigger desk about 3-4 weeks ago. Maybe it's been about a month now, because the other one I've had for a long time, and it was just really rough. So I found a nice one. Not nice. Oh no, just sitting here. I'm liking this. Oops, what am I doing? Like I said, server is usually low pop, and it usually isn't too much of a problem for these. So this is about standard for what would be on a day that's not very popular. Or not busy, I should say. Not popular. Okay, so we've now done that on all these, or all three of them on this character. And that's the thing, we will just keep doing that. I could leave him. I could leave Marty here and reset. And you know what? I will. I'm just going to leave Marty. Instead of flying all the way back, I can do that off stream. Let's go ahead and get out of here. And move on to the next. I've got them all stationed over in the Valley of the Four Winds, so over at Half Hill, so. And as you can see, boom, 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 boom. They're all there. On to Simon Tam. And if you know that reference, then we're friends. Oh wait, I don't have multi-stream chat up. So if you were talking to me from the YouTube stream, I missed it. Though I don't think I did. I don't think anything came from there, so we should be good. But if not, hi YouTube. Because I am streaming on Twitch and YouTube. So we're going to head down here. I'm going to just repeat this process. When you have 14 characters, and if you spread it out throughout the week like I normally do, obviously we're not doing that today, but to keep track of what I have done, there is a nice add-on called Saved Instances. And you can see in the upper right there, sort of. Unfortunately, some of it's going to be blocked by the... that stinks. But I guess you can sort. I don't know if you can really see because of all the other stuff. But if you can't, then you'll see it later on. Marty and his Undasa Galleon and Shaw of Anger check marked, so I know I've done them for the week. When you do this on 14 characters usually over the span of days of the week, it's nice to have some way of tracking that. So, which is what I do with that add-on, thank God. Being a altaholic, it's a invaluable, that and altaholic as well. Those two add-ons are invaluable for that. So we will pray that we will get I'll take anything, any of these mounts. Like I said, I've been doing this. Pandaria came out and man, when was it? 2000. Oh, I don't want to guess. Just don't want to guess. It's been too many. Yeah, 12. Okay, I thought it was 2012, but it seemed later than it should have been. But that's where I was headed with it. But I'm like, is it really that late? Because it's just weird. And I guess you know what? I really should have known that, because when I went to BlizzCon, it was 2013, like November, so almost 2014, is when they announced Warlords of Draenor. So yeah, that does make sense. So, it's just a lot of waiting. That's one of the reasons I usually do spread this out a bit, but I was excited to do this today. And I generally don't have a problem with talking. Just ask most of the girlfriends that decided, or the dates I went on that didn't want to have a second date. They will tell you I would not shut up. So. Yeah, good times. But, I mean, luckily, it really seems like maybe people were... Oh, I mean, this could be a combination of things. A lot of people know that the server was planned to be down longer, so maybe they're not hanging out here doing it, like, or hanging out for these spawns like they usually are when I'm here on a Tuesday. Or they're really busy doing the Mage Tower. Because I know people are obviously excited about that. So we shall see. Alright, yes, let's look at this weather that we're supposed to have. Winter advisory. Yikes. Not looking forward to this. What are we looking at here? Oh, don't tell me snow. Looks like they are potentially talking snow here. Let's hope not. What time are we looking at? 9, 10. Looks like it's not going to happen until overnight. Looks like it's not going to really start getting snow. 3 a.m. Yuck. Yuck. Can we just stop, please? We're nearing April now. Can we just stop? We were starting to get good weather, and I was thinking maybe we were out of the damn woods for once. But no. Pure Michigan. Ah, well. 'Tis what it is, what it is. Somebody that... Which mount is that? Oops. Flame Ward Hippogriff. That's got to be from the Molten Front. I can only guess. That's something I probably should go back and do as well, because I couldn't stand... It was like one of the first times where I was just like, grinding these dailies, because like there were dailies with like Isle of Keldanos and BC, but I enjoyed that. One of the reasons it was new in terms of like doing dailies and adding to progress to opening up a whole different parts of the zones and whatnot. So I don't know. I guess by Kata I got kind of sick of the grindiness of that sort of thing. I don't remember Pandaria really having dailies that I felt compelled to do. I don't really remember, and that's a good thing. If there were, I didn't feel that. Oh, did he leave? He took off. Oh, yep, he's like, screw this. I'm going to go over to the Shah of Anger. Yeah, he probably is, which is going to cause that spawn to be a pain in the ass once I get over there, but whatever. Well. Again, doing this on a Tuesday probably is not advisable. We may, if we do this weekly, which, whoa, hello. Jelly! That's a mount I should get eventually, but I have not even messed with. I kind of noped out of Zereth Mortis after about a week. So, don't really have any desire to go back there, but I do need to at some point. Yeah, I mean, if I want to raid at all, besides Raid Finder, I probably should get legendaries taken care of. But, whatever. There we go. I'm tanking it. Look at me go. Look at me, ma. Top of the world, ma. Oh, whatever. Alright, so, no. Nothing there. So, on our way to Shah of Anger, which we know somebody else is already on their way over there, so that's going to delay that, probably. The lovely, although annoying sound of Mimiron's head. That was another mount. That was one of my top mounts that I wanted. It was like Mimiron's head and Invincible. And Ashes. Oh, he didn't go over to Shah of Anger. He's just hanging out over here. Okay. We'll see how that goes then. But Mim's head, I always wanted. So when that dropped, that was what was weird. I got those, the Ashes and one of the Drakes of the Winds. I can't remember which one again. So I got those on the same day. And then I got Mim's head and what was the other one I was saying? Invincible. Like within a 4-month span, I almost got my 3 main mounts like one every month into like, I don't remember, it was fall of whatever year it was. So it was just weird how they all just kind of dominoes fell down, and very excited about that. So actually I can look at it. What am I saying? I've got achievements to look at. Feats of Strength mounts. There we go. So yeah, we got Ashes 2015, so 728. Then 822 we got Invincible, and then on 1026, so we skipped a month. We got Mimiron's head. So that was fun. I honestly, at that point, I was like, well, I just don't need to play WoW anymore. I'm going to retire. It's like, why would I continue on when I got everything I need right there? But here I am. Still farming mounts. And, there's still a ton more that I would like to get at some point. It's just those were the biggies. And then, of course, I ended up getting Heartbreaker, too. Oh, wait, it's not Heartbreaker anymore, is it? Or is that... I don't even know the name of the mount anymore. Yeah, it is the Heartbreaker now. I forgot. It was the Big Love Rocket before. Jeez. Oh, they've already brainwashed me for forgetting the old name. Holy crap. I thought I would forever refer to it as the Big Love Rocket. Because, I went, over a decade farming that thing and never thought it would drop. And here I am, calling it Heartbreaker. Yes, Blizzard, I will comply. I will call it what you want me to call it. Cannot have penis reference in my mouth. Wait, what? Huh? Well, there we go. Oh, look. I've got somebody else here. Hello. Dragon Mist. Mother of the Dragon Mist. Why do we have to group? Alright. I guess it's a nice courtesy. Fine. But it takes a bunch of damage before it actually becomes damaged. So. Alright, let's wave. Let's be kind. We're on an RP server after all. Did someone say... Hey, Sophie. Hey, David. Wow, everybody's showing up. Thank you. I am happy to be streaming as well. It's been a rough few months with all the crap that I've been going through. It's nice to finally be. That woke me, that woke me up, to tell you the truth. Well, I was talking about the love rocket. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I'm happy to finally be feeling up to things again. It's just with the health issues and everything else. Yeah, like I said, I was actually referring to it as Heartbreaker, and I'm like, wait, I forgot what the name was. I forgot what its actual name is. Can't type. Oh man, I really cannot type today. So, anywho. But yeah, I'm glad to be in a good spot. I was having technical issues with streaming before too. That was another reason why things were kind of delayed. When Jen and I tried to stream one night, everything went wonky, and that's one of the things I hate about computers and everything else. Like, one little thing can throw everything out of whack. And that night when I tried to get us both set up to stream together, like, that house of cards collapsed, and so I just was struggling to figure out what the one little thing that happened fell apart. So I finally figured out, thank goodness. Yeah. So, but yeah, I appreciate your guys' support. I mean, when I took so much time to get back at it like this, I know when things get inconsistent, people get discouraged and they don't continue to show up. So, the fact that I have taken time, here we go. It's the Shah Spa. Get into one of those jets and just relax. That's better. My muscles are all relaxed, chilled, ready to go. Let's go. Come on. Let's do it. Stick your nose out here, Shah. Yeah, see? Shah, see? Yeah. Yeah, see? He doesn't take damage right away, as you can see. He'll start doing... Yeah, there he goes. I'm almost certain that is to help people get a shot in there like that. So, now off to Undust. Ooh, I'm all in the Shah. Wow, they just... Oh, no, they didn't. I thought they dropped group. They didn't. Now off to... Alright, leave the party. So, disappointment number 5 today. Lots of disappointments going to be going around, but we will see. I mean, I was thinking, I'm doing this on stream, and one of the reasons I like getting these, potential mount drops on stream is to be able to share it and be able to have that reaction but I don't have a face cam, so it's it's not the same. Oh well. Yeah. See, and that's the thing is I normally probably wouldn't, but you know, at this point in this game, I don't know what else to do. You know, getting these old mounts, they're really easy now because, of course, I mean, you could easily solo this stuff. I'm on a server that's really quiet, so it's not terribly difficult to get the kills on them. And I hate to say it, there's not much in the game right now that I care about. I'm not interested in current content, really. So this is kind of something to do. Yeah, it kind of sucks. Kind of bored at this point. Which I don't want to be. So, I mean, with that in mind, though, I've got like a backlog of stuff that I've wanted to accomplish, like these mounts. So, why not take advantage of this downtime to do stuff like this and, you know, get some of this stuff knocked out. And there's still a hell of a lot more that I want to get done. But one thing at a time. Another thing I'm working on is the Argent tournament, which I really, again, that was probably the first time where I was like, ugh, dailies, grind, no. So, yeah, I guess it was Wrath where I first was like, nah, nope, I'm out of that. I don't want to deal with that. Come on, Undasta. Let's go. Activate. Come after me. I want to die by your foot. I wanted to say I want to die by your hand, but that wouldn't have been, you know, appropriate. There we go. I've got Prot going here, so he's not exactly a DPS machine. All right, so I'm just going to drop him off here. Like I said, I normally fly them all the way back to Half Hill, but since I'm streaming, I'm not going to do that on your guys' time. I will do that later. On another day in time. Probably next Tuesday when I forget that I left him here on Isle of Giants. Whoops. Yipe, yipe, yipe. Off to Macon now, my warrior. This my very first character that I ever made in the game. I do not know why I skipped to this accent, but we go with this accent now because it's what I fell into, and so since I trip and fall into this accent, I kind of stick to it, and then I don't know where to go from there. It's just kind of like it locks in place, and then you know, I annoy people for hours and hours. It's fun, not for others, but for me, it's fun. So anyway, what I say, what is so next week, yes, I will log in and go, hey guys, we're going to do this again, except we're going to do it in reverse. You know what? That's not a bad idea. I could leave them at the Isle of Giants, and then we'll just reverse this process. Go Undasta, Shaw of Anger, and come to Galleon. Why do I have to start at a Galleon every week? We can just reverse the process, and then I won't have to have that extra flying time. Genius! Genius. Ooh, Top Gun Maverick is trending. What, we got a new trailer of that failed movie already? Yep, there's a new trailer for it. Why do we do a new Top Gun movie after all these years? I think if you would have told me back in the 80s that you know, by 2022, we're going to have Top Gun 2. I'm going to be like, what? What? It used to be like they would joke about how they would have like a Rocky 18 and stuff like that. And, you know, well, let's face it. They didn't get that high up, but they were still, I mean, Rocky was still fighting in the ring. And I think it was, what was it, 2007? Was when Rocky Balboa came out. And then, of course, we had the 2 Creed sequels. But, of course, Rocky's totally not fighting in those at that point. So, yeah. I can't remember. It was Mad Magazine, I think, in particular, would make fun of that. So, Whee! But yeah, here we go. We've got a Top Gun sequel, 2022. I bet if you would have told me that, I'd been like, why do we need airplanes at that point? We'll have flying cars. Yeah, right. And a pandemic. Oh, here. Hello. Is this guy doing it on multiple ults too? Because it was a Tauren before with that same mount. I didn't look at the guild name. That would have probably been a Scooby Moo. Okay. That one I don't know if I've ever seen before. I will give him that. I will give him that. Credit where credit is due. Yes, clearly they needed an older Maverick because, you know, that's fun. Oh God. I was taking a drink and I was not ready. Luckily, again, they let him take some shots before he dies. So, ow, son of a, stop hitting me. All right, I need to be out of combat, please. Thank you. Now, I'm not even opening up my sack of gold. I'm leaving my sack alone because the mount does not come out of that. I don't think it does. I think it's a straight drop or it's nothing at all. I don't think any of these mounts come out of the bags you get. The fail bags. So, we can check those later, though. Once we get to our next destination. So, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I'm assuming that this new Top Gun is going to follow, like, the blueprint that is now apparently the thing that came from Force Awakens, where you have a new cast, and then you have the older cast to pass the baton. I don't know why I went French there. So I'm assuming that's where we're at with that. I don't know how much screen time said Maverick will actually have. But oh, look at this. PlayStation subscriptions are changing. No crap. Since you announced a new way of doing things. Question is, since I've got my PlayStation stuff paid up for like a couple years in advance because I found like some sales. So I've got my PlayStation Plus and whatever paid up for a while. So I don't know how they're going to adjust that for the new system. I'm looking forward to it though. My dialogue window is all goofy. Let's fix that, shall we? Is it? Yeah. Okay, there we go. Much better. I have all my characters like UI, like succinct. Why am I saying succinct? It's all the same, and so when I have one that's a bit off, I get tweaked. I'm like, what? That can't be. My OCD does not like that. So. Oh, let's pray, everyone. Let's pray that we get one of these mounts to drop today. That would be a nice, like, hey, you're doing a good thing, buddy. You're doing the right thing by streaming this content that's so enthralling. I need an dear Lord, I need a boost in ego, or not ego. What? Confidence. I don't think I have any, or I don't think I need a boost in ego. I don't want an ego. No, that's not what I want. Get out of here. Hey, look. Yay. Yeah, I need a boost in confidence here. Let me know I'm doing the right thing, Lord. Let me know I'm doing the right thing by streaming this enthralling content of staring at the ground in which a world boss will eventually spawn. Well, I looking for stuff to stream, and this is something I do in my free time anyway, so enjoy. Gives us stuff to talk about, gives us downtime to chat, which, let's face it, when I was a kid, all I wanted to do was have a radio show and have, like, be the DJ that chats and stuff. So this is kind of that. I haven't even looked at the balance on my sound. I should, let me kill something here. We'll see. Okay. That looks about right. It looks a little better than it was yesterday. I noticed the game sound when I was streaming yesterday was a little low. You're not hearing much of the music, though, which is fine. Can we turn up the music a bit? I guess we can turn up the music a bit. Which, there we go. Because the music's not going to play much. I don't have it on loop or anything, so. Hey, look at that. Here we go. So if that music is loud or annoying or anything else, please let me know. Because then I will fix it. This coming back here is a little bit of a process in terms of getting things squared away. Although I was happy with the stream yesterday, except for the game sound being a little low. Other than that, I think it was just about spot on. So being out of things for so long, I was surprised it was actually that good right out the gate. So come on, man, kill him. Nothing again. Boo. That's why I don't have the dialogue on. His annoying death rattle. But it is what it is. So, I don't know if I'm getting any background noise either, because I am seeing a little bit of a flutter on my mic. Which could be the fan that is running, and I don't even need to have that running right now, actually. Let me go turn that off. There we go. I don't even think you were really hearing that anyway. But it's one less thing to worry about. I always have a fan like for white noise. So. But I don't need it while I'm streaming, obviously. Alright. On to the next failure. Oh. But like I said, it'll be worth it if we get one of these on stream. I got my failed bags. I'll go through those once we land. Yay. I don't know. I still love Pandaria. I just do. I still wish we could have another, not obviously like a sequel to Pandaria or anything like that, but another kind of more chill, just relaxed, fun expansion. Granted, the big boss being Garrosh and all that stuff, that was kind of, I felt tacked on. But like everything else, I mean, the Timeless Isle was amazing, and that's, unfortunately, as much as I love the Timeless Isle, they've just kind of copy and pasted that over the years. So like, if we were to go back to something like this and they wanted to do another Timeless Isle, it's like, well, no. They're not doing another Timeless Isle for Pandaria like they did. They've done that a ton of times, so the originality is completely gone. Stuck. Oh, Undasta, you've been waiting for me every time so far, but now not this time. I think. Maybe there's one time I had to wait. Oh, well. I still think it's funny because I look at, my viewers and stuff, and it says I only have one viewer on Streamlabs. And clearly I have more than one viewer, but it just shows one viewer. So, whatever. I should start putting the on YouTube, the YouTube side of things, the when I stream, it'll show like, like not a preview, like a placeholder for when the stream comes up. So I should probably do that. But these things will be just evolving over time. But I do really like that I can stream on both platforms. That's just really nice, because still a lot of people subscribe to my channel even though I haven't made any content in a long time, which that's something else I'm going to work on as well. There's stuff that I have talked about on Twitter and whatnot about doing. So we'll see. But I've been, in terms of making any content, I mean, I think it was quite obvious even back in the day when I was doing stuff. My content was never consistent, even with like the Onward series. I wanted to have an episode out once a week, like every Monday, but it just didn't work out that way. Especially when it was me and Zarks, and even when it was other people doing it. You can't predict other people's schedule, and so it wasn't always easy to get together to be able to record episodes and stuff. So that never, and that was the thing that could have been consistent, since it was a episodic thing. But everything else was just stuff that, as it came up. Oh, hello. You are here for me, and I am here for you. And I was cleaning my glasses, so I'm doing this blind right now. I'm just pressing buttons. I'm not even looking at what I'm doing. Okay, so let's look at our fail packs here. Golden bones. All right, fun. All right, so how many have we done now? That's 3 down, 11 more to go. Yeah, once I get my mage done, I will pop him over to the Timeless Isle so I can get some shots on Hulan, but that will be after we get our hunter done here. And he has 2 Undrasters with him as well. Wonder how that got done, since those things are always up pretty much. This is the only reason I keep characters on this server. God's honest truth. I thought about moving them, especially now that they have the server transfer bundle. I really thought about moving some of them on over to Thrall, but nah, they are useful here, because trying to do this on Thrall is not easy, because the spawn times on those bosses are way different too. They take a lot longer to spawn, probably because of the population and how often they get killed. Okay, hi. He welcomed everyone, and I guess I'm the everyone. And, well, I guess he's going to count my Undastas, too. So how's the balance with the mic and the music? The music's still pretty quiet from what I'm seeing, so hopefully that blends well. That's the only thing I don't like, is I can't really see and tell this stuff all the time when I'm doing it. So I know it's not bad, so that's fine as long as it's not a bad thing. So I'm good with that. And again, I don't have it looping, so it's not going to be really irritating. Just every time we go into a new area, it's going to come up, and that adds a little flavor. especially Pandaria, because I mean, it's just such a great expansion. I mean, the aesthetics, the music. It's a beautiful expansion. As I say, it's a beautiful expansion, and two really ugly dinos are like, hello. Love the troll artwork of like Thunder Isle and everything, so definitely good with that. Manning here looking all stylish with his sunglasses on. Yeah. But yeah, I'd say without a doubt, Wrath and Myst are my two favorite expansions. Trying to pick one over the other is really, it's near impossible, but it's more like it's just unfair because they are so different from like the products of the time in which they were created. Like oh, here we go. Wrath was the last of, that era of WoW. I know a lot of people probably would maybe argue that since it's only the third expansion, or I guess the second expansion really. But I mean, I really see that era of classic BC and then Wrath as like a nice little trilogy. And then with Kata coming in, obviously, and really changing the world, it also changed the game pretty hardcore to... Ah, crap. I didn't want to go... I'm glad we got this button. I did not want to go to Undasta yet. I went too far. So, but yeah. So I to kind of compare, Wrath and Myst, in those eras, even though there's not that much in between. I mean, you got Kata in between them. There's a totally different time. So, and I'm looking forward to Wrath, Classic. Though I kind of don't know why when I'm thinking about it, because I loved the idea of Classic, and I think a lot of people still enjoy it. But like for me, I was really excited about the whole concept, and I'm very happy, very, very happy that there is a vanilla Classic version out there, because as much as the game was more difficult back then. I mean, that's the thing. I don't really necessarily want to go back and do that grind again. And I've already done it once. Actually, I've done it twice now, because I did it when Vanilla Classic, I'll just call it Classic, came out, and then when they did this season of Mastery, I went and did it on another character. But like TBC Classic, I thought I would be really ecstatic for that, but I found that the reason I wanted a Classic server is because that version of the game doesn't exist anymore. Like, those zones aren't the same anymore. Quests, things got changed with Kata. TBC is the same. Now, obviously, circumstances surrounding that content is different in terms of the way it plays, but inherently it's still all the same as what's in the current game now. So I didn't have the pull to keep doing. The only reason I would have wanted to really keep playing TBC Classic is if I would have had a group of people to play with to do like raiding content and stuff. But the other thing that I wanted to do with Vanilla Classic, Classic, whatever you want to say, is because I didn't really do any raiding back then. I had just started playing the game 6 months before TBC came out, so I experienced Vanilla back then, but I didn't do any real endgame. TBC, on the other hand, was where I started my raiding. And I pretty much did everything in terms of raiding there at the time. So I don't have that pull for that necessarily. If I could find the right group of people to do it on, that would be great. Or do it with, that'd be great. But I just have yet to really find a group of people to do all that stuff with, and it's difficult. Everybody needs to be able to have the time and everything to do that on. I mean, those raids there was a lot that you had to do to get them going and work through them and everything else, but yeah, I don't know. So we'll see, though. I really would like Wrath Classic to be amazing. And I would really like to dig into it. But we'll see. I think the idea of these seasons is good. Like I said, I went back and leveled a whole nother character to 60 during the Season of Mastery for vanilla, which I didn't expect to do, but when they added the 40% more XP, it just made the game feel much better. I mean, vanilla has its flaws. Vanilla was very grindy and not always fun. I mean, again, a lot of people don't really look at it that way. They get the nostalgia and everything, and they don't remember some of the hard stuff. And I was included in that. The main part for me, I remember where it really kind of smacked me in the face, is getting money together for a mount, especially at level 40, obviously. Because I remember, the reason it went a little smoother for me in vanilla when I originally played was when it was time for my mount. I think at the time for the 40 mount, though, I had that money because I was a miner and a blacksmith, and I was doing really well on the auction house with that stuff, and just even getting good tips to make gear and stuff for people. So I don't think I had a problem with the money for the 40 mount, but the level 60 mount, that was a different story. That was obviously 1,000 gold, which was quite a bit to ask for. And I actually had a friend who loaned me the money to get that mount, which helped because then I could ride faster, which meant I could go mining faster and I could get other stuff done quicker. And I was able to pay him back within a week. So it wasn't a big deal. But I didn't have that when Classic launched. Classic. So, yeah, I was struggling. Actually, I dropped playing Classic and did not finish getting my character to level 60 until BC Classic was starting to become a thing, and I knew I wanted to have him to 60 so I could copy him over. So then I finished him up just for that reason. And I was doing a warrior, which was my very first character, and I really should not have done a warrior in Classic. I knew it when I didn't know it initially when I did it in the original Classic, but by the end I knew that was not a good idea, because unless you tanked, you really shouldn't have been a warrior back then. But I didn't know the game. When I first was told to go make a character and play with my friends, they're just like, just go ahead. And I was like, all right, well, looking at the classes and stuff, I'd come from a lot of games where it was like, we were playing Call of Duty, so they had like the PvP element and everything else. I'm like, well, I want to kill stuff, so I'm going to take a warrior, But, yeah, I didn't understand the MMO concept by any means, so probably would have done something different had I known, but I did not know. But like I said, the sad thing is when Classic came out, I went and did it again. Like, what am I, a glutton for punishment? Clearly, as you can see what I'm doing with my free time now. Just failing on these bosses. Well, let's check that while we're at it. Ooh, we got a belt. Hey, actually, the good thing is that was some transmog that I didn't have. So, hey, here's something. I got transmog belt. Totally worth doing this for. And I just realized I'm on my hunter. I was thinking my warrior so much I was about to try and charge. That's not going to work. Come on. Come on, buddy. Oh, my rare spawn. My rare scanner is on this character. Okay. I thought I turned that off on all my characters, but I clearly did not. Yay. Another fail box and more gold. Alright. Get the hell out of here. Yay? What are we yaying for? That I got a fail box? That I didn't get a mount? Are you mocking me? Are you trying to pour salt into the wound? How dare you, Sophie? How dare you? After all this time, all of the things we've been through together, it's terrible to mock this little man on the other side of the screen. I don't think there's an end of the screen. Oh, I got the T-Mog. Okay, all right. You are forgiven. 7 blessings to you. I've been watching way too much Game of Thrones. We've been going through it because Jen didn't get to see it. So I'm so glad we're almost done. I hate to say. I was looking forward to watching it with her, and there are, of course, certain moments that it's fun to watch her get surprised by certain things and whatnot, but it's not a good rewatch. If once you know all the surprise things, it's not a good rewatch. Cause it's like, okay, no. Can we do that? Will I get in trouble for that? We'll see. See if we can. Let's see if we can do it. Let's see if I get in trouble. Oh well, whatever. We should play this every time. Every time I don't get a mount. Every time I get a fail bag. Shame for not getting a fail, or for getting a fail bag and not getting a mount. Okay, I'm turning that off. That's what we should do. I think I'm gonna do that from now on. Whenever we get a fail bag. How about that? We've got a new tradition, and Sophie helped inspire it. So thank you, Sophie. I'm stuck. There we go. Kill your mother, children. Kill your mother. Or your father, I guess it really is. Whatever. Kill the bigger one of you. Yay, look. We've got a shiny pile of refuge. We did not get a refuse. Did not get him out. Alrighty then. Oh wait, forgot I'm gonna log out. Leave him here. Okay. I think it's kind of a good deal. I kind of like doing that. I think it's gonna be a thing. Thanks, Sophie. I'm gonna go back in time and tell little me who wanted to be a music DJ, a radio personality. Look at what you do in 2022. Woot! Nice little life I've carved out for myself. Playing the video games and finding quotes from different TV shows and stuff on YouTube. Oh, no wonder my dad was so proud of me. That's sarcasm. Daddy didn't love me. That's all right though. He did. He looked at me like I was a freaking Martian. He did not understand. He just wanted me to just sit down, like chill out and just be like a plumber. I'm like, dude, that's not who I am. By no stretch. And I get it. He just wanted me to have a like stable life. He didn't want to have to worry about me. I get that. And I appreciate that. But I couldn't. I also couldn't be who I'm not, so. Good times. Noodle salad. Yeah. Aw, Total Biscuit. God, what would he be saying about the current state of WoW at this point? I wish. Like, the same reason I wish George Carlin was still around to talk about the state of politics and shit right now. I wish we had Total Biscuit to talk about the state of WoW and video games and whatnot. Loot and pillage, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. And another fail bag. Let's get the hell out of here. Damn it. I've got to get them out just so I don't have to hear this anymore. Maybe this is going to inspire me to actually have better luck. Like, damn it. Enough of this. I need to have mount. I need mount. That sounds fairly suggestive. Tell me of... You know of my travels. I do this every damn week on 14 characters. I don't need to tell you. If you really want to know about my travels, go over to YouTube and twitch.tv.com. And subscribe. There. That's how you know my travels. You get to see my travels whenever I'm on stream and stuff. Whippity-doo. Beep, beep, beep. Wait. Twists? I should know what you're saying there, but I don't. TWSS. Time walking Swiss soup? What? What am I even saying? I mean, the time walking, fine, but what is Swiss soup? What? Oh, yes, that makes more sense than what I said. Oh, I said something stupid. Well, I guess this works too. That goes for stupidity as well. Oh, sorry. Woo. I haven't been watching The Office in a while, so I didn't even think about that. Need mount. I need mount. I need a good mount. Ah. Ah. Great googly moogly. We need I need a sound file for when we actually get them out though. What should we do for that? I could do the great googly moogly. It's gotta be something better though. I would play like a song, but of course can't do that. Not allowed to have fun anymore because of copyright. I used to not care about copyright. I literally was just like, whatever, I don't care. Yeah. They're, especially back in the day, especially when it was like me and Zarks. Whew. Like Onward, there was all kinds of that going on. We just kind of walked into those things. That's what she said. Damn it. Oh, What can I do? What shall I do? I don't know. Let's see. What should we do here? I want just the sound file. Nope. I don't want the whole thing. I just want the one, two. Alright, well, there's a short one here. Let's see. That's probably not going to be what I want, but we'll see. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Hey, that's great. Who's this? Not going anywhere for a while?
I don't want the whole thing. I just want the hell? Great Googly Moogly was a song at some point? I didn't know. Maybe that's actually like where the commercial got its reference from. I only knew it from the commercial. Well, the more you know. The more you know. Here's something you don't see every day. Looks like we made... See, that's copyright, though. That's the problem, and I would love to do something like that. But no. They just take all the fun out of stuff. What the hell? Okay, did you see that too? That hawk came out of the ground and killed a mouse. That was bizarre. I thought maybe there was a hunter over here and it was a hunter's pet. No, it was a hawk. Just what? What just happened? We gotta clip that. I gotta remember that I can clip stuff like that. That one I have to remember to go back and do. I don't know if I can do it right now. I bet I could, but I don't know how, so screw it. Fun. Wee, spinning. Oh, getting sick. Do. You know, say you're talking about looks like we make like we made it. Barry Manilow. Little trivia. That was the first concert I ever went to. Was Barry Manilow. Not that I had any say in it. It was a family affair, and I was very young, and we were all going together, so I didn't have any say. But the first concert I chose to go to, Weird Al. Yeah. The Like a Surgeon tour. Bam. Had a t-shirt and everything. University of Notre Dame. I don't remember what year that was. 84 maybe? But that was the first concert I wanted to see that I got to see. So I try not to talk about the Barry Manilow thing, because that was not my... Even though it was the first concert I saw, it was not my choice. First, like, non-musical thing that I went to, that I remember, was actually we saw Bill Cosby at Notre Dame as well. We were a big fan of Cos back then, before we knew what we know now. The fact that he could just sit there with a chair and a microphone for hours, it was cool. So. Yeah, no, I mean, I was too young. I didn't have a say in it. I had to go. Cosby was fine because we regularly listened. I was a student of comedy back then. I really wanted to be a stand-up, you know. So we would regularly listen to Cosby tapes on like road trips and whatever else. The whole bit that he did about the dentist was like, and chocolate cake for breakfast. Those were staples in my family. We could all quote that stuff. So, but as I grew up, I mean, stand-ups were my heroes. I was lucky enough to see George Carlin twice in concert. But I didn't see a lot of stand-ups like I wish I would have. Like I wish I would have seen Robin Williams. That would have been absolutely amazing. But, I unfortunately took stuff for granted back then. So, I can't help but kick myself now. Because, I mean, he's one of my heroes. But, I don't know. I mean, to be fair, I mean, he came up like a bullet in when I was younger. And didn't really do stand-up as much as when I became like an adult. So, I mean, he still did some specials for HBO, but he wasn't like, his days of doing comedy clubs and stuff ended before I really would have been able to, be self-sufficient and go out on my own. Like I said, George Carlin ones were great. Lived in Indiana. Of course, we're talking about Notre Dame. We were real close to the campus, so we saw a lot of stuff there. But Carlin played in Michigan the times that I saw him, and it was like a 2.5 hour drive. But it was well worth it just to see him play. I did nothing to be proud of, but in South Bend, I saw Gallagher. It's funny to think now. Of course, that was a big deal back then. But the cool part about that, the only reason it really, really stands out to me is because I actually had front row seats, me and my friend, and we were, I think I was 17 at the time. And so he wanted to do one of his stunt things. So he needed a volunteer, and he's like, I need a young person. And me and my friend were like, we looked at each other and we're like, yeah. So we raised our hands to be picked, and he came over and he picked me, and I looked over, and my friend put his hand down. He had put his hand down, so I was the only one with my hand up right over there. So that's how I got picked. I guess he chickened out, but I was like, wait, what? I figured there's no way. So, so the thing that he wanted help with is he had this big inflatable thing that you would stand in the middle, like the middle was hollowed out, and the rest of it you would stand and you would just do flips and stuff in it. I think that was the first one that he did. So I went up 3 times on stage. So he called me up for that. And then he called me up again. The hell? Sorry, I heard a noise outside. And so this time he had me go towards the back of the stage and had me lay down on the stage. And I'm like, what is going on? So nobody else can see what's going on. I look off stage, and there's literally a steamroller on the side of the stage. So I had to lay down flat, and he went over to the side of the stage and got into the steamroller, and he rolled it over to me. And of course, everybody sees this steamroller come rolling out from the side of the stage. And he comes over and he rolls the thing up all the way up to like my waist. I have my arms down, so they're on my like thighs. So I'm pinned down by this steamroller, which speaking of steam, But the tires were made out of Nerf material. So it didn't hurt or anything. It was very squishy and it was fine. So yeah, he had like Nerf tires on the steamroller. And he pinned me down, like I said. And then he wanted somebody to come up and take pictures of me pinned down. So he was like taking pictures. He's like, wait a second, I got one more thing I got to do. So he ran off side stage and he got this thing of ketchup and he squirted me with ketchup so it looked like blood. So I got covered in ketchup, being stuck underneath a Nerf steamroller. Yeah, look, another fail bag. What am I doing? There you go. All right, enough. So he gave me a little bit of money. He gave me cash because that way if he ruined anything of mine, then he was covered. And so I was like, okay, that's it. That's done. Nothing else is going to happen. Then he's, of course, to the end of his show where he's using the sledge-o-matic and he's smashing stuff. And he wants to smash these fairly large bottles of mouthwash, Scope, for example. So he starts to do it and he's like, wait, where's that kid? I need that kid. So he grabs me and he's on the front of the stage and he turns around, so he's going to hit this thing towards the back of the stage. So I'm back towards the back of the stage, and he's going to hit the Scope bottle towards me, and he gives me a bucket, and he says, look, dude, if you can catch one of these Scope bottles in this bucket, I'll give you $100. I'm like, ooh, okay. So the first one he shoots towards me, it hits the edge of the bucket and just ricochets off. So he hits another one and it comes nowhere near me. It goes way off to the right. So he goes, okay, well, one more. So he hits it again and it comes towards me, but still not close enough for me to get to it. Oh, and I forgot a key element to this. Since he was towards the front of the stage and I'm toward the back, he says, I'm going to give you this $100 if you catch one of these bottles. So he puts the $100 at the front of the stage. He put it right on the edge of the front of the stage. So after the third one missed, and he was like, okay. So he goes, okay, race you to the $100. Well, of course he's on the front of the stage. I'm towards the back. I'm like, and bear in mind the entire stage is covered in plastic. It's now covered with all kinds of goo and Scope and everything else. So I run towards the front of the stage as fast as I can. I'm slipping, I'm sliding, I'm falling down, and I run over and come on, die. Will you die already? There we go. Oh, I got a ring. Woohoo. So anyway, so I run over there and I dive for the $100 because I want to get this before he gets it. So I dive for it and I slap my hands down on it and I look. Son of a bitch didn't take one step. He literally was racing to the $100 and never budged and watched me fall all over myself to get over there before he did, and he didn't even budge. The entire place was just howling with laughter. He's laughing his ass off. When things finally settled out, he goes, that's the funniest $100 I ever spent. I wish I had a recording of it. I wished it was possible to get some kind of recording of that, but unfortunately, not so much. I don't even have the pictures anymore. I don't know why, but I don't. Because the guy that came up on stage and took the pictures that he was talking about with me being stuck under the steamroller with the ketchup and all that, it was actually a friend of my sister's, so she was able to get copies of those pictures, but I don't know where they're at now. I don't know if I ever actually got copies of them or if she just had them. I don't know. Could be possible. If this thing, I think, drops a pet. I don't remember if it does or not, but I think it does. Might as well try. Really? Really, guys? Really? I can't remember if it does or not. I thought it did. Alright, so we're going to put him over by Hulan since we're here. Hey, Spectral Tiger, my favorite. One of my favorites. That was a goal mount for me. Ever since I had seen it way back in the day, I was like, I got to get me one of those. But being it was super rare, I didn't think I would ever be able to get one. But here I am. I actually have one. So that was definitely a big time goal for me to finally get that mount. One of my favorites. I was so jealous anytime I ever saw anybody on it. There is some noise going on outside my apartment. I'm gotta go look and see what's going on. Sounds like somebody's moving some kind of like oh, Hulan is up. So we're gonna wait for him to come down. While we wait, I'm gonna look and see what this noise is. Okay, I have no clue what's going on. Because it sounds like it's the dumpster. Like somebody was, like a company was emptying the dumpster here at the apartments, but I already heard them do that, it sounded like, so I don't know why I would hear it again. Luna! Hi, baby. Luna. Oh, you heard that noise too? You gonna go check it out? Where? Oh, here he is. Come on, buddy. Alright, let's... Gotta make sure I can loot him. Oh, good. Nice shot. And, of course, nothing. So I'm gonna leave him here. Because now that's his job for the rest of the week.
Shame. Shame.
See, I'd play Celebration by Cooling the Gang if I could for getting a mount to drop, but again, copyright. Can't do it. Back to the Valley of Four Winds as we continue our slog for these world boss mounts that will never come. But at least Misery has company now. I don't know if this is a good idea to stream this or not. It's painful. It's boring. And hey, at least it takes forever. Woohoo! But hey, Misery loves company, so welcome. Welcome. That's what she said. Ow, I hurted myself. My doggy hurted his paws. So, yeah. I don't know. This may be the only time we do this. I thought it would be kind of cool, especially if we get one to drop. But again, what are the odds on that at this point? Ah, well, you know, what can you do? What can you do except for fail at getting world boss mounts? Which is, I'm at least consistent with not getting one of these mounts. Oh, gonna get sick doing that. I could do the Celestial Tournament pet battles. I could do some of the stuff that I do weekly. But I don't think you guys want to watch me do this Celestial Tournament pet battle. I need to do it 3 more times to get the last pet out of there, and then I'll never do it again. I did 2 of them years ago. So I got 2 of the pets years ago. And then I realized, I'm like, shit, I never finished that. So, all right. So I finished another one recently, and now I've got to do 3 more to get the last one. But it'll be worth it to finally get that last pet, get the achievement, and nope out of there. Nope out of there. But we'll see. Like I said, I doubt I'll do that on stream. But like I said, I do have ideas for some videos. And I keep having, that's the thing, I keep having ideas. I have a notebook where I wrote down a ton of different ideas for videos. And just none of them, as much as I think they were decent ideas, they just didn't strike me as something I really wanted to create, you know? It was like, eh. I would like to do some machinima on some of my characters. I have, being I was my first server was a roleplay server. While I didn't like go out and do active roleplay stuff, I did in the back of my mind kind of create background stories for some of my characters, and I've always thought about making machinima of the origin of some of my characters. Some of the I don't have like 3 of them that I would really do. I mean, even Mardian, who is my namesake and stuff, he doesn't have a backstory at all. But a couple of my other characters, or three of my other characters in particular, do, and it might be interesting for me alone. I don't know if anybody else would get anything out of it, but for me alone to sit down and create machinimas of their origin stories, because that's always been in the back of my head. So we'll see if that. I don't see that ever happening, but it's something if I really got the itch for, and that's the thing. And it's a big reason why I never continued to grow as a YouTuber, because I didn't do any consistent content. I didn't view doing YouTube as a job. I think it's great that some of these YouTubers, that's what they do. They want to be content creators, and they want to, do it for a living, and they just make videos consistently and everything else. But I never felt that, because there's several reasons. One, I could never make, because, okay, it sounds dumb, but videos to me, media, when I do something, when I create something, it's not something that I want to be just consumed really quickly. There's a lot of people that put videos out like on the regular, and they'll just do really fast, sometimes even clickbaity kind of stuff, just to get that interaction and get the algorithm on YouTube to be on their side and stuff. And I never ever wanted to approach stuff that way. It was always out of a passion, and maybe that sounds a little silly, but it's true. I only did stuff that inspired me, that I would want to watch. And not just watch once, but I would want to, like, it resonated with me in some way. The machinimas I made in particular were the ones that I would say really hit the marks. Like the rares guides, I mean, they weren't something you would watch for entertainment necessarily, although I think they had some value there. But then mostly it was something that was going to be used more than once, because it could be a reference point. So while I don't have a ton of videos, I felt like what I did was worthwhile, and I can't get away from that. I wanted, as I got, more recognition and I got more people watching my stuff, I wanted to get that way. I wanted to be successful at it. But I couldn't look at it as a job. I didn't think about this till recently, but my friend way years ago, like I was, I don't know, 15. I remember distinctly, I was like, oh, I want to get a job at a movie theater because I love movies, and that would be perfect. That would be great for me because, I get to see free movies and blah, blah, blah. And my friend stopped me. He was like, you don't want to do that. And I was like, it doesn't make any sense to me to do something to be around something that I love and get paid for it. Why doesn't that make sense? But he had a good point. He's like, okay, go ahead and work in a movie theater. And on a Friday night, assuming you have that Friday night off. And on a Friday night, when we want to go see a movie, like as a group and have fun, we're going to the movies. You're going to work. Well, you're not actually working. You're going to where you work. And you won't be able to get past that because it's ingrained in your head. That's not your fun place anymore. It's work. And he was right. And it's one of the reasons why I can't do any of this stuff, streaming included, as a job. I can't. I can't have this be work for me. This is still what I do because I love doing it. And I can never get away from that. Or it wouldn't be the same. If I did this as a job, these streams wouldn't be the same. It would be boring and robotic because I would be bored. I wouldn't be enjoying myself. One of the reasons there's been a lull on the YouTube side and everything else is because I stopped having fun doing it. And that, unfortunately, mostly is because I had less fun in the game as time went on. Warlords of Draenor, while I did produce some content there, that became the decline of the game for me. And I couldn't make content on something I didn't believe in and I didn't enjoy. That's why there's a lot of content during Mists in particular, because I absolutely adored the expansion. And when we got to Legion, while everybody else seemed to love Legion, I couldn't get past the additional systems they put in. Like it or not, those class order halls and everything else, I mean, they were great in a lot of ways, but I could see them as nothing more as additional systems to put in to give us more daily stuff and more work to do. And I couldn't get past the fact that it was more grindy work. That's what it was, more grindy work. Even though it had a cool coat of paint on it, in terms of the class order halls, I think the class identity was great, but it was more of the command table stuff that I didn't like. And I quit in Legion. I stopped playing for at least a year. I came back at the tail end of Legion, so, I mean, you get that last patch with all the catch-up stuff. I mean, that's great for me. That's the time for me to play, because then I skipped all the hard work that everybody else did, and I get all the additional catch-up mechanics and stuff. And that's fine. But yeah, that's why you didn't see anything from me, really, in terms of the YouTube side during Legion. Or anything else since then, really. I like the streaming because I can interact with you guys. Again, I love hanging out and talking to you guys. It's something that that passion for that doesn't change. So the streaming side of things has been better for me, but I have yet to find anything. And let's talk about another thing. The reason why my channel blew up was the rares of Pandaria. Those rares guides are what really got people to come to my channel. Look at the state of rares now. Yeah, I mean, there's rares on these new islands like Timeless Isle when they made it here, and then, you know, of course, you got Zareth Mortis and Korthia and all that stuff. But when you look at the evolution of that, or not even the evolution, I don't think they evolved. I thought they went backwards. You get to the rares and warlords after the awesome rares that were in Pandaria. Those rares and warlords were god awful. They were no fun. They like had a minute spawn time. They weren't rare in that way. They weren't rare spawns. They had items on them that could be rare, I suppose, but yeah, he's up. But yeah, I couldn't do anything with those. There was no rare guides I was going to put out for that garbage. And the state of rares since then has never been of any interest to me. There's plenty of them, but they really are just a vessel to do different things. You know, the grind for whatever grind is the current grind that they have, like in Zareth Mortis. And that's the thing. That's all those rares are. How many times have you run around in a group with people killing those rares because it's what you got to do? You got to fill the bars, right? I mean, that's where we're at in World of Warcraft. It's fill the bar time. I want to go to a bar sometimes. And it makes those rares like a chore. You know, one of the things I loved about the rares in Pandaria was because, I mean, you could get pets and toys off of them. Of course, that still occurs. But what I love about these ones now, even, people can still go back. And that's one of the reasons why I made the guides, because I knew they would still somewhat be relevant. People would still go back and do these now. Even now, people are still farming these to get... I mean, look, I'm still in Pandaria for these world bosses, but I mean, the rare spawns, they still, like... I think about it. Back then, you would get a toy off of one of the rares, which was fine, because your character would then have that toy. But now, you've got the toy box that is account-wide. So, from that standpoint, those rares are still extremely relevant, because they help your entire account. So, I'm glad that my videos for those still exist. The other thing is, too, I never thought the videos were all that necessary. Let's be honest. If you want to track down a rare and learn its location or whatever, what it drops, you just go to Wowhead. Or back in the day, you know, have a rare add-on or whatever else. You didn't need to watch a video to find where the stuff was. But that's not what the guide was for. It was more to help people get excited about Pandaria. Especially because you had the rares in BC and Wrath that were attached to achievements and stuff like that. And that was something that I liked. And they went back to that. In Cata, the rares were awful. They were useless. They dropped like a blue piece of gear that you would instantly already have better from questing, so it was pointless, and they didn't have achievements attached to them, so there was really no point to those rares. So at BlizzCon, when they announced, I don't know, I think my audio might be a little too loud for this. I don't know. When they announced at BlizzCon that they were... Oh, let's check our fail bags here. Yay, fun.
Shame.
But when they announced at BlizzCon, where was it? I've totally lost my train of thought now. Yeah. Anyway, like I said, I liked how they had there was more reason, like a account wide reason to do rares back then. Why am I typing backwards? I don't know. What is wrong with you? So, but no, those guides were, as much as they were videos, it was just kind of the first video I made of it, and I didn't intend to do every zone and every rare in Pandaria. I only made that first one to show people, look, I think they're getting this expansion right, because that was during the beta, and I just wanted to show people, I think we have a reason to be excited about this expansion. That was the only reason I made that first one. That was the only reason I made that first Rares Guide. And the fact that it, like, took off at all and was interesting to anyone at all surprised me. And then at that point, I kind of felt obligated to cover the rest. And luckily at that point, I enjoyed making them. I really, really, really did. So, I mean, I was a lucky guy that I got to create stuff that I enjoyed making, and other people liked it too. So, there you can see a little bit of the add-on that shows saved instances, shows that the characters that I've done in Udasta, Galleon, and Shavanger. This is how I keep track, because usually I do this during the week. I don't do it all in one shot, but I figured we're here, we're doing this, why not? Well, hello, knock knock. I knock back at you. How are you doing today? I want to say Verm. Can I shorten it and call you Verm? Hey Verm, what do you? Okay. Who's there? I don't fall for that stuff, but I will placate you at this point and see where we're going with this. Oh, God! This is why I did not... Oh, pop, my phone went off. This is why I didn't say who's there. I had a bad feeling. I should have known... Son of a biscuit. Wow. That is more goo. That is not something I've heard in, like, God. See, you say that. When you say you love me, I don't think you know what... that phrase doesn't mean what you think it means. I don't think it does. Because when you put the knife in and you twist it, it's not love. Not love. That's true. All the way back. It's funny because we're talking about these rare spawns, and then we're talking about the rares guides and stuff. And, you know, that more goo comes directly from... What was that? The, which... I'm gonna look. I can't remember which zone that was. Townlong. That was from the Townlong Rares Guide. I'm pretty sure where that was my, rare finder for Valley. No, that was the Townlong Steps. That was from the blooper reel for that particular video. He's got more goo than the other guy. Yeah, that was. I think that was the first one I did a blooper reel for because I didn't know how to end it because I didn't have anything to demonstrate because that particular zone had gear drops instead of like pets and stuff like that. So I had to come up with something, and I did have some pretty interesting bloopers. I remember when I was recording that, and I just kind of earmarked them, but I didn't think I'd ever use them. But when I thought about doing it, I'm like, well, okay. For one, I wanted to show you guys a glimpse of what happens in the creation of the guides, because it's like you guys get to see the polished version. I was like, let's show them a little bit of what it takes for this to actually work. So yeah, so I kind of earmarked those, set them aside in case I needed them for another time, and luckily it worked out. And I really like how they had the end music with the kazoo and stuff. That was perfect background music for that. Ooh, excuse me. Perfect background music for that. So that I enjoyed. I swear, Pandaria just lent itself to what I like to do, and like I said, that silly kazoo music was just it was just appropriate for the goofy stuff that I enjoyed. Oh, it just Pandaria just suited me very well. So, yeah, the end music. Yep. I will. You know what? I should find that because I can play that and not get in trouble for it. I have to turn off this in-game music, though, for now. If I want to do that, that would be a little bit much. Oh, wait. No. Oh, that. Okay, that is it. Okay. I should play this at the beginning of my streams. It just makes me happy. It does. It just makes me happy. Oh. More fail. Hey, at least, you know what? Not getting mount drops with that music in the background actually doesn't, it makes it feel better. It makes it feel better. It doesn't feel as bad, but since I did not get a mount and I got a fail bag, let's do it again.
Shame. Shame.
Okay. Oh, yes, may I have another, or actually, may I not have another. May I not have another mount drop. Good times. There it is. What are you saying? There it is. What are you talking about? Where? What? Where's what? Yeah, the Undasta one's just a little disappointing, but gotta have them all. Gotta get them all. So, oh shit, there it is. Yeah, I think I forgot it a couple times before, but I thought you were saying there it is, and I looted the mount and I didn't even know it. That's why I got excited for a second. I'm like, wait, there it is. What? Freaking out. But yeah, the kazoo music, that's good for the garrison. That's funny. I didn't think about that. I don't remember what I have playing in my garrison. There's only one character. It was my main. I played my warrior mostly in Warlords, and his garrisons. It's not tricked out or anything, but I did go and get the Halloween stuff, so I have the Halloween stuff up on my garrison all the time. So I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that I have some Halloween music for that, maybe. So it's the only garrison I really put any effort into, except for just opening the different buildings and whatnot. I mean, I guess to be fair, when I say that, now that I think about it, I really did put effort in some of my in a lot of my garrisons, just because that's where I made my $1 million gold. I got all the. No, don't kill him. Don't be sitting there waiting for him to spawn, please, because I'm still in flight. Which is, generally speaking, what happens. Just like I said, the reason I have characters on this server is because there's nobody killing these things, so I get decent shots at these things every week without having to sit around and wait. Otherwise, I would move these characters off of here, probably. Yep, exactly. Got Harrison Jones, all that stuff. Yep. That was the only thing that I really did in Warlords to any significant degree. Yay, another fail bag. Fun times and again.
Shame. 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 Shame.
I'm so glad we added that element. It's just, more salt in the wound. It's just. I want to raid again. I really do. But the thing is, I've got to find the right people to raid with. I don't want to raid just to raid. I never did. My thought on raiding and the way I did raiding, from BC on, for the most part, until Miss, really, because that's when I kind of went on my own. Because I was focused on content creation and not so much raiding, is that it just, to me, raiding was like poker night with my buddies, kind of a new variation of hanging out with my pals and doing, something to get together. I mean, poker night and whatever else was cool, but I mean, I wasn't worried about winning money when I did poker night. Maybe a little, but it was mostly just hanging out with my friends. And that's what I want raid night to be for me now, but I don't really have like a group of people in game that I am close to. And I've stepped back from getting close to people because of, I got a lot of crap when I became a content creator when things started going better for me. I in particular, when the belt was put in the game, I got a lot of crap for that. I had a lot of jealousy for that, and people that were my friends turned on me. So, I don't really get as close to people anymore because of that experience, unfortunately. And we'll play the kazoo song. We'll play the kazoo song when we actually get a mount. How's that? When I actually get a mount from one of these. The leather belt in Pandaria that Blizzard put in with Mardian's name on it. And that's why I don't say it's my belt. No, it's not. It's named after Mardian. He was my favorite character. He's the reason I named everything, or the channel and everything after him. So I'm happy from that standpoint. No, actually, it doesn't come from Ordos. Well, maybe it does. I don't know. You know, I don't even know if it's on his loot table. Is that belt on his loot table? Because it's, it comes from a reputation vendor. Well, there's two vendors. But I don't think it's on his loot table.
Shame. Shame.
Oh wait, I'm just leaving him here.
Shame.
Yeah, I don't think it's on Ordos' loot table. But I'll look. I guess I'll have to look, but I'm not aware that it drops from that. Because honestly, when I was first told about it from one of the God, I'm forgetting the title now. Community managers. Oh, did they? I didn't know that. Huh. Well, there you go. The more you know. But yeah, when I first was told by the content creator about it, community manager, when they first, yeah, I was going to do that once I land over here and start waiting. Yeah, the community manager told me about it. It was originally supposed to drop in the the Thunder Isle raid. I can't remember the name of it now. Speaking of, we can just go back to Throne of Thunder. It was originally supposed to drop off a boss in that raid, and then they made it off a vendor for a rep grind, which I kind of wish the belt would have dropped off a boss. I think that's cool. But Mr. Pandaria dungeons suggested. No, where are we gonna look up Ordos then? Because he's not. I don't know how to look up world bosses in this thing. I didn't even think about that. Do they not have? They've got to have world bosses in here somehow. Just Pandaria. There we go. It's got to be in there. There we go. There we go. Okay. Ordos. Let's see what your loot is here. We gotta do. Yeah, all slots. I got all slots, but I also need gear filter. There we go. All specializations. Oh, I already have it. All classes. There we go. Olivia Grace. Aw, I miss her. She was so great. And Stickney. Yeah, Anafia. Okay. You're right. Yeah, a lot of content creators are in here. Oh, I missed Olivia Grace. She was so cool. I had her on one of the podcasts that I was doing one time, and it was like one of the first ones that she did. She wasn't really, doing a lot of that. And I was, I felt honored. Pamela. Oh. Wow. This really brings back memories. The game was so much different then, and community managers and the community at large was so much different then. Binkenstein. Oh, man. There's Crendor, yeah. I met Crendor at BlizzCon. He was nice. Ariel. Wow. Hamlet. Wow. Yeah, mine doesn't drop off of that, which I didn't think it did. If they would have added that, I wouldn't have been aware of it. I kind of wish mine would have been a drop, but... Because, that's just kind of the way I, always kind of think of gear is just straight drops, because obviously things change. Pants are nice. But I kind of like that I know where to get it exactly, even though it takes a rep grind. Right. Trade chat actually, she wasn't somebody that I cared for a lot, but I mean, I had to say, when it came to my rares guides, she did get the word out. She did help. She did help let people know about it. I don't know exactly how. I don't know if she ever like tweeted it out, or I mean, like, the way my channel got known was before the rares guides, was because of Jesse Cox. He just liked one of my videos and left a comment on it. And back then, and I don't know if it's still the same now, I don't think it is, but back then you had your feed and it would show any activity. So when he liked and commented on my channel, a bunch of people came to my channel that night. Actually, it was like 10:30 at night, and they kept subscribing like all the way up to like 3 in the morning. I stayed up and watched my channel explode. That was what did it. That's what did it. Before the rares guides even. I don't think I had a rare guide made before I had that other video that he liked. I don't know. I'll have to look that up. I don't remember how it went. But yeah. Trade chat somehow helped me get the videos out there. Of course, Wow Hobbs was integral to that. Still love that man. He was a hero of mine. He was one of the inspirations I had to do videos. One of the reasons why, the name Wow Mardian became a thing was because of him. I didn't know what to call my channel. I didn't expect to do much of anything with it. I just was challenged by a friend of mine to do something, and I was just like, well, I always wanted to make WoW videos, so let's go. And when I went to create the name for it, I wanted to honor Hobbs by doing what he did with his character. And then Krendor, of course, was WoW Krendor as well, so I think we're just like students of WoW Hobbs. Found my video by checking Rare Guide, and I wanted to know if there was anything I wanted. Had to check if anything interesting dropped, like that 300% XP. Oh yeah. Yeah, I like I said, I got lucky when it came to these guides and to anybody seeing any of this stuff. I mean, there's no other way around it. I can't explain it any other way except for I got damn lucky. And no, I didn't explode. I didn't get popular. I'm not well known or anything like that, but it was way more than I ever expected. Well, okay, there's a demand, maybe. I mean, I guess in a way, there was a need or a niche, and I filled it. But that wasn't my thought process. Like I was saying earlier, it's just you had the rares how they were. You had the rares how they were in Kata, or not a Kata, in BC and Wrath, where you would kill the first one and you would get that achievement, and then if you killed all of them, you got that achievement. So they had said at BlizzCon, they said at BlizzCon that they were going back to the old ways of WoW. And so when I saw the rares being the way they did it in BC after Kata changed it, I just wanted to show people. This was my thought process. It was I thought these rares were a distinct example of them keeping their word. So the first guide I made, I didn't intend to make guides. I just wanted to show people, look. And you go back and watch that first video, which was the Valley of the Four Winds. I couldn't do the Jade Forest because they were working on it in the beta, so I had to start with the Valley of the Four Winds, even though it wasn't the first zone you would actually quest through. But right at the beginning, I state how they said they wanted to do old school content with the new tech. That was the quote that stuck in my head. And when I saw how they were doing these rares, and I loved the fact that the different races of rares had different abilities, so you actually had to kind of anticipate what you were going to have to contend with, whether it was a Pandaren or a Mogu or Morgu. Whatever it was, it was interesting. It was a throwback, but also new twist on rares, and so I was happy about that. And I wanted to shout it to the world. I wanted other people to be excited about the expansion like I was, and that was the easiest example I could come up with. And I love the fact now, like I was saying earlier before you came by, was you got the toys and stuff, and of course mounts, all that stuff's account wide. So people come back, and I knew this at the time, if nothing else for the achievements and stuff, that, and even the toys, even though before they were account wide, I knew people would still come back and do these for the achievements. And now like I said, they're even more relevant. People come back here now because of all the account wide stuff. Couldn't anticipate that they were going to have account wide toys and stuff, yet they do. And so these toys and everything else that drop off these rares are even more relevant because they're account wide, and it's great. And that's why I liked my rares guides. I don't want to do something that's just, it's just going to be something that you consume once and it doesn't matter anymore. I wanted something that was going to be substantial. I never wanted to do this flash in the pan crap. And so it makes me happy that they've gotten even more pertinent over time because of account wide stuff. Remember the launch of Mist, though, and you could kind of choose between Valley and Krasarang. Checked the Who list and went like, yay, I'm going Valley. Yeah. It's funny because, and I forgot about this. I went back and watched some of the old BlizzCon. When they first announced Mist of Pandaria, Valley was supposed to go all the way to the coast. Krasarang was not supposed to exist. They eventually split it into the two. And I forgot about that. I totally forgot. But yeah, I remember I even have a video on my channel of launch, and I ran into Valley of the Four Winds because I wanted to get the one toy that I called Sea Bass that I would use on the dungeon bosses. And I went straight for him. I didn't do anything else. Although I did have to kill something because when I was going through to get over to the valley, it was in my way, and it was a rare. So the first thing I killed, it was the first thing I killed because I did the chopper stuff, but I mean that doesn't count because it's vehicle quest. But I ran in there and killed the rare. I think I may have got the gear from it. I can't remember. I have to look at the video. But and then when I dinged 90, was on a rare as well. So it was a nice little bookend because it was Mardian that I was leveling too. So a nice little bookend to emphasize the importance of the rares to me, and especially to Mardian, being he was my namesake. And that kind of stuff, I don't know. Maybe other people think that stuff's silly, but it makes me happy. I think those things have value, and I think maybe I'm a silly romantic, but I feel like that stuff means something. Like, I don't know. Whether it's supposed to be, meant to be, karma, whatever. I don't know. I'm just a silly, hopeless romantic when it comes to stuff like that. And the thing is, I don't know how to be any other way. That's the problem. And I say it's a problem because it does get in my way. Because I can't make easily consumable content and feel okay about it. It has to be multi-layered. That's what I love about the Rares guides, because they still can help people. There's still relevancy to it. I get frustrated when you get this clickbaity stuff all the time. People just want those views. I see so many videos, so much stuff from content creators that's just clickbait stuff. Stuff that doesn't need to exist, and it's really frustrating to me when they have a really big audience too. I feel like they're taking advantage of it. Yay. Another fail bag.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
I hope that doesn't get me like a copyright strike. I played a song. Well, it was a song though. It was just a little song from Bob's Burgers, and they gave me a warning for it. I was like, holy crap. They're pretty serious. Warcraft Bible. I remember. I vaguely remember it. But I don't have a distinct memory of it. I do remember. I remember, certainly I've heard of it. Man, things were just different back then. Maybe I'm cynical, but I feel like the content creators back then, it was a little bit more of a genuine thing. People really did it because they loved it. There was no real necessary future into it, so you had to do it because you loved it. Oh man, I do remember that when you say that now. I don't remember who he was, but yeah, there was a whole bunch of stuff about that. I forgot about that. There was a big thing about that. And that's one thing I loved about my videos. I never did anything even like the Rares guides. I'm sure people did videos about Rares in the past. I have no idea. But doing in my mind it was like a boss guide, but it was for Rares. And that's the only reason why I call it a guide, because I did a boss guide. I did a boss guide on my channel, believe it or not. That's not the kind of content I generally did. I don't think I never did another one, but it was just something that something I wanted to talk about, a boss that I thought was an interesting, unique boss, and I thought I had an interesting take on how to make it. So I did do a boss guide, and that was kind of a stepping stone to where the Rares guides came from, and the things that I learned from that went into the Rares guides. So it was the first boss in Mogoshan Vaults. I don't even remember it. No, it's not the first boss. It wasn't the first boss. I think it was like a third boss. But yeah, I thought it was really cool, and I learned how to do some stuff on my videos from that. So, logging out, and while I'm logging out, let's go back.
Shame.
I'm just going to do one. That's enough. So, yeah. Times were much different then. Wow, we can actually see the bottom of my list. We're actually making some progress here. Wouldn't you know? I didn't know how well this would go. I was afraid that we'd be standing around and waiting for a lot of these, which we are doing some of that. But it feels like usually Tuesdays are a lot harder to get these to spawn. Like if I come back on this server on like a Friday, they're always up. And if I do it in this order like I'm doing it today, like you're seeing, they pretty much are respawned by the time I circle back. Like Galleon, you would usually be up at this point. But on Tuesdays, obviously, reset, everybody's coming back to kill them for the week. So I was afraid that would be a mistake to be doing that today, and it would be a lot of waiting around. And it is. But you can see we've done this on a ton of characters now already. So where are we at? 2, 4, 6. Are we at 8 now? So we're getting there. But yeah, I think things were much different back in the day when it came to content creation. There were just not a lot of ways to like earn money. This is another thing. Actually, while we're talking about this stuff, do you have an account kill count on these? I don't. I wish I did, but I kind of gave up after a while because, you know, like add-ons reset and stuff like that. So anything I would have tried to keep count of, it wouldn't have kept up, and it wouldn't have been accurate. So I never worried about that. I think part of me, I don't want to know. I think part of me is I don't want to know. And damn it, now I was going to say something and I can't remember what I was saying. And oh yeah, in terms of making money as a content creator, I joined up with Machinima on my videos. They were a partner of mine, and I did that because they did provide money for putting ads on videos. I also thought with a partner like them, they would actually get me exposure too, which, by the way, they did not. They did not help me get exposure in any way, shape, or form. But at the time, I was out of work. I was struggling financially, so I went with Machinima because I thought maybe I could make some money doing this. And let me tell you, I don't know how things are now when it comes to stuff. Of course, I think most people make money when it comes to like streaming because of people's donations and subscriptions and stuff like that. That was not a thing back then. Streaming was barely a thing back then. But when I partnered with Machinima, I want to see if I can get some guesses. They would pay for views on a video. A certain amount of views would get you a certain amount of money. So I'd like to see guesses on how many views it would take before you would get any money. And this would be repeatable. Like for every certain amount you would get paid. So the number of views it would take to get any pay. 10K, okay, so we got that. And how much per 10K, how much they paid. Sack of gold, more fail bag. Yeah, buddy.
Shame.
Just gonna do one. All right. So you're kind of close in a way. You're kind of close in a way. You were closer on the 20 for 10K because what you got was for every 1,000 views, you got $2. $2 every 1,000 views. So for 10K, you would have gotten $20. And so, unless you were a huge YouTuber and got lots of views, you didn't make squat. And I didn't make squat. I mean, the Rares guys did well, but if you go back and look, of course, now this is years later, so they're still getting views, so I don't know. But, you know, really, honestly, the money I made from Machinima, only a few times did it even cover my WoW sub. Right. No, exactly. Yeah, so I was lucky if I got $15-20 a month from that. And I was so excited because I thought that was going to be a good thing for me. And it wasn't. Sad thing was that was the industry standard back then. $2 for every 1,000 views. And I didn't talk about it back then because I really wasn't supposed to. But now, obviously, Machinima never treated me well anyway. That was a big mistake, ultimately. And they wouldn't let me out of my contract as much as I wanted to get out of my contract. One of the reasons I think I stopped making videos, honestly, is because they dumped me because I wasn't producing. And I wanted them to dump me. I wanted out of that. You'll notice, like, when I first started doing videos with Machinima, I put their logo at the beginning of the videos. Later on, I just completely dropped that and went straight back to my stuff because of the way they were treating me. And I was just like, I'm not going to do even more for them. So, you know, I will bury you again, Mr. Anger. Can I call you Shaw? Or should I call you Mr. Anger? So, yeah. Sad but true. That was the state of things. And like I said, I could not say much at the time. Wasn't supposed to. Blah, 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 blah. And that's another reason why things went a little downhill for me, too. Because, I mean, I eventually did lose my house and had to move to Michigan and start my life over again. And it wasn't an ideal situation. That's one thing a lot of people don't know. Like, when I moved here to Michigan, it was because I had nowhere else to go. I didn't have anybody else to live with. I was going to basically live in my car if I didn't. But ironically, I've talked about a little bit of how bad my family is. My mother said I could live with her when things got bad. But when it came right down to it, she said no. And it was only because I had a dog and she had cats, and the dog was going to disrupt the cats. So my mother said no, even though I had nowhere else to live, based on her cats. Her cats meant more to her than I did. So I moved up here to be with somebody that I had only met twice in my entire life, and I had no idea what I was getting into, to live with her and her mother in a trailer. And so my desk and my computer was in the bedroom with her computer desk and computer. So I really couldn't, I couldn't stream and stuff when I wanted to, or I couldn't create stuff when I wanted to because it was in the bedroom. So if she was in there watching TV or had to go to bed because she had to work the next day, I didn't have the freedom to do anything. That's one of the reasons things fell off so hard. I've never talked about that stuff because it was personal stuff, but now it's been over 10 years. No, it's not over 10 years. It's almost 8. I guess it's about 8 years since that whole thing. And that was not a good environment anyway, but I won't go any further than that. But yeah, it was not an ideal situation for content creation by any stretch. for streaming or anything. So I eventually started streaming more once I got my own apartment. But then I went back to her because I was a sucker. I wanted to try and make the relationship work. I wanted to at least do everything that I could to make the relationship work, even though I knew I had to exhaust every bit of it and make sure that I knew with a clear conscience that it wasn't me. And it definitely turned out it wasn't me. But anyway, so all that stuff just contributed to the downfall of Wildmardian. Things are going well now. I mean, I'm not where I want to be. I would prefer not to be still in Michigan. But I was ready to buy a house. And then the pandemic hit and the market went haywire. So that was depressing. But the good thing is, with all the stuff that happened that put me here in Michigan, it was definitely for a reason, because I have fallen in love with a girl that I've known for several years now. I have never been treated so well and cared for as much as she does for me. She's been around through some tough stuff. I lost my dad almost 2 years ago. Which, I mean, that's a whole nother subject, but still, that stuff really told me what her character was, and I'm lucky from that standpoint. Now, if we could kind of get the whole housing situation taken care of, if I could maybe get back down to North Carolina, which was where I was the most happy in my entire life, I'd like to merge those two things, live where I love to live and be with the person that I love. That would be ideal. And certainly to get a house, yeah, all of that would make my life sublime. I don't know if that's going to happen. The only problems with life now are my health, or is my health. Had a heart attack about 4 years ago. Is it 4? I think it was 4. And that has lent itself to other problems as time has gone on. I have really bad high blood pressure. Yeah. So my health needs to be improved, but I think the damage is done in a lot of ways. So I honestly don't see me making 60. I know that sounds kind of bleak, but I don't know. I think that it's just way too much damage that's been done. So we'll see. Obviously, gonna be 49 here in a month. So I've got some time. And that's kind of why I'm really going back to streaming and everything else, because I want to do this again for as long as I got. I don't know how much time that is, so with what time I have, I want to enjoy it. And this is the streaming part isn't just the streaming. And that's, again, it's like why I don't do YouTube, because I don't want to just do that kind of stuff. The reason I like the streaming is because of what we're doing right now is the friendship part, us hanging out and talking and the interaction. I like talking to you guys. I like hanging out with you guys. That's why I do this and prefer this way over just making videos necessarily. So oh, absolutely. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you like hanging out with and talking with me. I mean, I'm just glad that I'm in a state physically where I can do this, because that's one of the reasons I was getting back into streaming again, and then I had a few setbacks with my health. We're talking about everything. I actually went to the emergency room probably 2 months ago, 3 months. I'm not sure when it was, but I had like 3 heavy-duty nosebleeds in a day, and I've never had anything like that. This wasn't just like a nosebleed where you put some Kleenex in a cotton and then it stops. It was not stopping. It was gushing. The bathroom looked like a murder scene. So, so that was scary. Going to the emergency room, they got it all squared away and everything else, and it had to do with my blood pressure, of course. But the issue that I had from that night was they told me that I was real close, or was in like the stroke zone, to the point where I could have had a stroke. And that was a big eye-opener to me. That was when I was just like, I need to fix some stuff, and I need to get back to doing the things that I love and stop telling myself no. Because unfortunately, when it comes right down to it, as much as I can tell you, that moving up here and there's problems with the ex and blah, 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 it all comes down to I've been my worst enemy in terms of telling myself no, because I keep telling myself I'm not good enough and I'm not worth it and I'm not worthy of it, and that I'm not that great and I shouldn't waste people's time. These are the things that go on in my own head. And so I'm past that now, luckily. So right, I don't understand why you have a stream and you don't interact, because to me that's the reason I do it. I've never understood people that big streamers, I can't see how they could even keep up with a chat the way it flies past. But that's the thing, I would never want to get to that point, because I wouldn't enjoy that. I want to have this kind of relationship with you guys, so I'm happier this way. So I'm good with that. But yeah, no, I'm working on my health. I've got doctors and I've got meds, and there's more I can do, one step at a time. So we're getting there though. But yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. We're almost at 3 hours at this point anyway. I could use the break. I'm actually going to have some dinner because I'm hungry.
I love you.
Hi, honey. I don't know if you heard that, but that's exactly why I love her. She just popped her head in. I love you. I got a great life. I got a great family, and she's the reason that I keep moving. So anyway, yeah, Norway. Yeah, okay. See, that still boggles my mind that somebody in Norway even knows who I am. So, but I'm going to go. Thank you guys so much. I really, really do appreciate your company. I wish I would have gotten through all of these, but obviously that's quite the slog. We're looking at 3 hours, almost 3 hours for the stream. So, and I really need to get something to eat. So, thank you very much. I will be back tomorrow. So, yes, that was a pleasant surprise, and I like the way that you you presented it. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. It'll be earlier in the day than it was today. I was just waiting for the servers to come back up. And yeah, we'll definitely do some more chatting. I really appreciate you guys. I do. Thank you for hanging out and spending time with me and encouraging me. I really, it means a lot. So, all right. Thanks, guys. Take care, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks again.